My apologies, I had an interruption. Just this neighborhood, so sometimes stuff happens and you have to stop. This is like the second, maybe not second, but either third time that that's happened. Or I've had like some kind of interruption. I had to basically make part two and stuff like that, but it's basically the same thing that I'm talking about. None of us really want to do it, and it's like our parents really don't want to do it because it's like, I'm going to say this, and I don't care what anyone feels, but, like, most of America has, like, an awful family system. Like, it really does. Like, other countries, it's, like, ingrained in them to have, like, this interconnectedness with their families. But, like, us, we don't have that. And so, in this time period where it's, like, by, like, air quotes 18, they want you gone and all this stuff, and you're still here, they don't really want you here, like, they may not necessarily say it, but unless they straight up tell you, hey, listen, you'll always have a place here and stuff like that, just know that 9 times out of 10 they don't really want you here, you know my mom does and stuff like that, but my mom's a relatively decent mom, but I'm also not an idiot, like, I do know that in a lot of aspects I am a burden. I am not earning anything. And let me make something clear, I'm not really one of these guys that thinks that I'm worthless when I'm not earning money. It's just, I know what society I live in. I know what world I'm living in, and if I'm to survive, legally speaking, because listen, I could always illegally do stuff. I could just go find some land, get a fishing rod and, like, just fish. Oh, well, you don't have a fishing license. Like, all that bullcrap, But I can do it to survive. Because they could go ahead and suck my dick. I wouldn't care at that point. I'd just be trying to survive. But legally speaking, I have to participate in this society. I have to participate in this rat race. And when I'm not, yes, there does feel a certain sense of I am unable to do something. Because like I said, I told my friend this, like, dude, I don't really care about anything for the most part. I just want to hang out with you. Like, that's all if I could do something for the rest of my life, it would just be hanging out with my friend. That's all I want to do. I relish the time we spend together, whether it's online, whether it's in person. I just want to hang out with my friends. I want to make memories with my friend. And this stupid our society has regulated every facet of it. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything unless you have this stupid arse. It's not worth anything. It's just a dead tree that you freaking mulched up and you turned into paper. And apparently, that's worth throwing away human ingenuity. That's worth throwing away human creativity. That's worth making it seem like someone isn't worth anything. Their human life is meaningless because it's not trees. Dead trees. You cut down all these forests. It's not worth anything then. It's producing oxygen for you. It's not worth anything then. But then the moment you turn it into something green, then it's worth something. Oh, well, that's why I think gold's worth. Name one thing you can use with gold. Oh, it's a superconductor, yeah. So let's say that the freaking power goes out. What can you use with gold? Dang near everything that we've used across human history outside of, like, bartering has usually been worthless. People used to use, like, wooden coins, but, like, it's freaking wood. And, like, just trade lumber at that point. You know what I mean? Like, lumber has a use. It's just a shame to me that looking at this, like, I understand why our parents had hope in us. I understand why they wanted to push us to, like, do things and stuff, but why couldn't they have just been honest? Why couldn't they have just said, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what the future holds? Why couldn't they have done that? Why couldn't they have just, at least, told us from the get-go that, listen, man, I don't know what you're going to face in life. I'm going to do my best to prepare you for it, but, life's a mystery. And I think I know why. Because when you're a kid, there is a certain amount of innocence and ignorance that you have. Because people like to say ignorance is bliss. I wouldn't say that. I'd say that ignorance is innocence, for a certain time period. Ignorance is innocence. It's not bliss. It's just innocence. You're just unaware. You're unaware to how dangerous the world can be, how cruel the world can be, how overburdened life can become. And they don't want to put that on a kid. Because I can tell you from personal experience, when you're forced to grow up fast, you feel robbed of things. When I learned that, dads are supposed to be like, decent and stuff like that, and having, a dad, in name only, that was just an abusive drunk and a junkie who would, beat on me and my mom and my siblings, that didn't really do anything for me except just kind of wake me up to the fact that, hey, I gotta look out for this person. I gotta go home to this person, but I gotta look out for them. I'm not safe around them. You're made aware of things, and you have to plan accordingly. So I don't understand why, for life, they just lied to us for so long, Because at a certain point, you tell us that the Tooth Fairy is not real. You tell us that Santa Claus isn't real. But you don't tell us that, life's unpredictable. You don't tell us that life can be very stressful, very depressing, overwhelming. Why? Why couldn't you have just told us? I've said it like this many times. At least when you're going to get punched in the face by life, if you were told to brace, it will reduce the impact because you knew it was coming. But when you don't know that it's coming, it makes it like 5 times worse, if not more than that, considering how crazy life has become in today's day and age. You're not told to brace, and you just get hit by all of this stuff, and it's just gone. All of that hope that you once had, life just hits you, and then it's just gone. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to say this is like a depressed video. Like, I still have a plan and stuff, but I'm also not an idiot, dude. You can have the best plan laid out. You can have everything set, and crap just doesn't go your way. It just doesn't. And it's irritating. It's irritating that you can dedicate all of this to just trying your best in this world. But when you really think about it, it's pretty much all, I don't want to say predetermined, but think about it, dude. Does a freaking village kid in Vietnam, that barely has access to the internet, have anywhere near the possibilities that you have? You happened to be born in America or a modern country, and you happen to have access to things that a lot of other people just don't have access to. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not one of these people telling you to be ashamed and whatnot, but it's like a lot of stuff that people try and convince you isn't within your control is just not, it's not even close to being true. I mean, I look at these people in freaking India with this freaking Indian street food crap, and it's like, These people literally just get cow turds and eat them because it's their culture, you know? And we were just fortunate enough, blessed enough to be born in a modern country, hopefully. Even though it doesn't feel like it right now. Even though it doesn't feel like it. We were fortunate enough to be born here, and as much of a burden as it seems right now, it's like it could always be worse. But you wouldn't even be aware of it because you'd be ignorant of it. You know, isn't that something? You'd be ignorant of it. You'd be born somewhere else, you know, living a life that a lot of people might grimace at, but you wouldn't know because it's just your life. Because I'll tell people this, like, I hear some people try and say that they feel that we need to go back to hunter-gatherers, and I've always scoffed at that because I laugh. Because I'm like, listen, here's my thing. Okay, that's a very rough life, number one. And number two, I don't even think a lot of people that say that would actually survive it. Because if you aren't even willing to kill a chicken, or a pigeon, or kill a fish and then gut it, a lot of people can't even kill a fish and gut it, then, you know, like, what the heck? You really think you'll have the stomach to kill deers and all these other animals and then eat that? You know? And listen, I'll go ahead and preach to myself, because I could hunt. I can do that. I've fished before. I've gut fish. I've scaled them. I haven't really been hunting much, you know? But I wouldn't be able to farm in terms of, like, animals. I don't, it feels like such a betrayal to, like, have this thing trust you, and then, feel like having bacon, and, you know, you just take it in a room and just slice its throat. It's just, that just feels like, I'd much rather go hunt a wild boar, something that didn't know me, than do that. You know, I wouldn't do that, personally. I understand why we do it. I'm not an idiot. I understand why we do it, but I wouldn't do it, personally. I couldn't do that. You know, for me, it's like, I think that living through this, if people decide to have kids, I think you should be honest with them. I think you should just straight up be honest. You should be completely transparent about a lot of stuff in life, dude. And this is why I say that, you know, I think people really just don't comprehend what they're doing when it comes down to parenthood. And this isn't me, like, going off on parents or making a video about parenthood, but, you know, considering what, like, lying has done to us, I really, really hope that if someone does become a parent, that they're just transparent, dude. Just be completely honest about, you know, the world. You know, sit them down when they're, like, maybe, I don't know, 10. You know, and just be honest with how the world is. You know, don't lie to them about this crap. I understand why you don't tell them, like, just freaking right away or anything, but don't freaking lie to them. Don't pretend like, you know, like, oh, you're going to have a good life. You're going to have this, like, quality life. You're going to be comfortable. Don't say that crap like it's a matter of fact, like it's set in stone. You don't know that. You don't know that, and they don't know that. None of us know that. So don't lie to them. I really hope that more of us get to a point where we can just be transparent with one another about how effed up the world is. We can stop being optimists. And I'm not here to tell you to, like, take all of your hope away or something like that. I don't think that's a good thing. Hope can be foolish, though, at the same time. Too much of it can make you naive. But we have to get to a point where we're just honest about life. It can be crappy. Very crappy. It's completely unfair. Unfair is, listen, you could get spawn killed, for God's sakes. Okay? You can get born, and then next thing you know, you can just get freaking bombed by an Allahu Akbar. That's just truth. You can get abducted as a baby. Life is not fair. We try and convince ourselves that it is, but it's not. That is why we try to actively exist outside of nature. Because there's plenty of instances in nature where you get spawn killed. Hey, well, nice newborn baby, let me just go ahead and take this and eat it. Happens. Happens a lot. Just doesn't happen as much here because, hey, we've kind of protected against it by, sheltering ourselves off from nature. But I think we need to be more transparent with future generations, dude. We really need to just tell them how life is. Stop lying to them. Stop making it seem as if life is this A, B, C, D, E, F, G crap when it's like, sucker, you don't even have a letter. You don't even have a letter at times. You don't have shoes, this bootstrap, pull yourself up. Listen, you don't have anything. You don't have anything. You don't have a letter. You can't follow step A because A doesn't even exist. It's like maybe just a decimal point that you need to assemble into the letter A. And you have to do that for each step. You have to turn that decimal point into a letter and then go to hopefully the next step. And this step, just step A to B is gargantuan, you know? And then this bootstrap nonsense, suckers don't even have shoes. They got friggin' foot wraps made out of leaves. I think we really just need to be transparent about life. We really do. It's my hope that maybe one day people can just be a bit more honest about that stuff, because a lot of us, I think, overthink things, and we suffer from feeling like we need to be better. We need to succeed, and we determine success as what society determines success as, instead of, for us, just learning to be content in our existence. I think that's what success is, to me. You know, learning to be content with your life. How pleased are you with life? If you're pleased with life, your own life, I'm not going to say, life in general, because that's very difficult to be pleased with life in general, especially when you look at things objectively a lot. It's very difficult to be pleased with life in general, but at least your own life, again, it's probably tough right now, but let's just say that, you do have everything that you need. I'm not going to say want, but need. And you are not going to die anytime soon because, things are going nice. If you can learn to be happy with that, or if you are happy with that, I'd say you succeeded. Period. No, you don't need billions and billions and billions. You don't need all this money. You don't need this massive family, house on the hill, If you're just happy with your life, I think that's it. I think that's what we should aim for. Stop making this seem like it's a lot more than it is. That freaking lion, when he's laying down and he doesn't have to worry about getting jumped in the freaking savannah and stuff like that, he's happy with life. He's just chilling. He's lounging. That's what we should do. Just be happy with the little stuff. Not saying don't aim for big things. I'm just saying, learning to be content with just the average things is something that I definitely think that we should do more. But I don't want to, make this go on and on. I kind of just wanted to talk about that because I do wonder, why do we lie to children? Why do we lie to each other? Why do we talk about life as though it's more than it actually is? It doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't. So I don't know, man. I'm just tired of, I guess, experiencing this same stuff over and over again. And then looking at people just repeat the cycle, why can't we just be honest with each other about this stuff? Especially now. Because I really think that we're in due for something, man. We're in due for something, and I feel at least in America, it's going to be a crap show, especially November. Because, listen, it wouldn't surprise me if they try and steal this crap again. It wouldn't. It really wouldn't. You know, this person that just comes out of nowhere, all of a sudden, you know, becomes president, really. Out of nowhere. We had a vegetable, and now we have someone who... Are you kidding? You know? It wouldn't surprise me. You know, because I'm not of the opinion that things are just going to mystically get better just because someone's in office. Not at all. But we'll see. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it here, guys. Hope you enjoyed. God bless. I'll see you in the next one.